Okay, so we are live. Welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Ecolabs webinar series. My name is Ryan Jin, and I'm leading the Smart Cities and Future Mobility effort at Ecolabs Center of Innovation for Energy, or Ecolabs for short. I'll be moderating this session. Before we jump into the sessions, kindly allow me to do a quick introduction of Ecolabs. Ecolabs, jointly established by Nanyang Technological University, Enterprise Singapore, and Sustainable Energy Association Singapore, aims to build and accelerate deep tech energy innovation capability in Singapore to support the nation's future energy transition. Officially launched in 2019, this joint initiative aims to help Singapore-based energy startups and SMEs successfully commercialize and scale their innovation effort by providing translational research, living testbed, innovations programs, funding partners, and community platform. The core of our value propositions can be summarized in four broad areas. Firstly, capability building through technology translation and research, and co-development with SME and startup. Secondly, establishing global testbed for pilot, scaling up, and growth. Next, focusing on demand-driven co-innovation and corporate innovation program. And lastly, and sometimes more importantly, the business commercial aspect, where we facilitate funding and market entry activities. In terms of our technology focus area, our capability lies in renewable energy integration, circular economy, carbon reduction, future mobility such as electrification and autonomous, energy efficiency, digital grids, IoT, AI, and big data, and finally, smart cities deployment. As at the start of this year, we have over 100 startups in our direct network, with over 20 ecosystem partners internationally, running more than 4 co-innovation programs right now. We also have 4 successful spin-offs who raised follow-on funding and has been doing great work globally. We also established over 9 testbeds in Singapore and globally with different test scenarios for different startup applications. Over 20 co-innovation projects in the pipeline and has hosted 9 major energy innovation-centric events with our international channel partners in just last year. So we are organizing the Ecolabs webinar series to continue the engagement and interaction with our partners, especially with this COVID situation happening, where we invite industry experts to offer their insights on respective topics weekly. This webinar series comprises of 5 themes: Startup Series, Insight Series, Corporate Series, Investor Series, and Ecolab Series, each focusing on the different aspects of innovation ecosystem. Today, we have a special session on how startups and SME are doing their part to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. This session titled Ecolab Webinar Series, Fighting COVID-19 with Technology, will feature 3 promising technology companies, Salus Nanotechnologies, Evercomm Singapore, and Actility. In these sessions, they will give a quick overview of their company and highlight the products and service offering on how they are fighting COVID. You will also learn more about their respective technologies and how they are helping the community to war against COVID-19 and adapt to the new normal. Today we have 3 presenters. The first one is Dr. Pushkar Kanhere, co-founder and CEO of Salus Nanotechnologies. Pushkar has 8 years of experience in product development, technology management, and venture building. He has strong expertise in technology, techno-commercial analysis, fundraising, and business development. In 2016, he co-founded Salus Nanotechnologies to raise seed fund of $450,000 US. He also led a team of 3 to develop coating technology with easy cleaning features for healthcare, energy, and other applications. Next, we have T.S. Velan, Director for Energy Partnership at Evercomm Singapore. Velan is a clean tech professional who successfully transitioned himself from a corporate fintech environment to high-growth startup environment in Singapore. He is an accomplished strategy consultant and a project management professional with with over 20 years experience in digital banking across the Asia Pacific. He has worked in coveted technology companies like IBM and Infosys Technologies prior to Evercomm. As a founding member of Evercomm, he has contributed in different aspects of the organizational growth to this current stage. He is instrumental to building partnership with top management and energy consulting firms like McKinsey and Company, GE, etc. He is an MBA graduate from Asian Institute of Management, Manila, Philippines. And lastly, we have Alban Medici, APAC Managing and Operations Director at Actility. Alban is a passionate and technology expert in telecommunication and Internet of Things. He has participated in driving innovation in Asia, helping European companies to settle growth business and partnership, in particular in Japan and Southeast Asia. He joined the IoT revolution at Actility 5 years ago with the vision that low-powered wide area network technology could have a real positive impact on human resource consumption, from making the grid smarter to reducing the energy and resource waste. As APAC Managing and Operations Director, Alban opened the Actility Asians HQ in Singapore in 2016. Alban holds a Master's in Electrical Engineering, a Master's of Computer Science, and an MBA from IAE French Business School. A gentle reminder to all speakers to kindly limit your presentation to 10 minutes so that we have sufficient time for Q&A at the end. If any of the attendees have any questions during the presentation, you can key in your question in the Q&A button or raise your hand so that we can unmute you to voice your questions during the interaction session. Now, without further ado, we would like to invite Dr. Pushkar Kanhere, co-founder and CEO of Salus Nanotechnology, to give an introduction to the advanced coating products for public hygiene and health. Dr. Pushkar, please.
Okay, thanks Ryan. Thank you very much for inviting me to this series. It's quite exciting to be here. I'm also very keen to listen to the other speakers today. Let me just share my screen and we'll start the presentation in a bit. Right. Okay, I hope I'm audible and you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks. We can open. Never mind. Yes, this is sorry. Yeah, give me a moment. Yeah, we are there. Okay, so my name is Pushkar and I'm co-founder and CEO of Salus Nanotechnologies, and we are into antimicrobial and antiviral coatings for public health and hygiene. And COVID-19 has been a great driving force for us, where we have, we are driven to develop new products, innovative products that will help fight this crisis. A little bit about our company. We are a spin-off from NTU. Actually, we are a spin-off from Energy Research Institute in NTU, where I used to work as a research scientist. And functional coatings is really our core expertise. We are funded by Red Dot Ventures and National Research Foundation and supported by NTU and Plug and Play Tech Center in California. And we are headquartered in Singapore. Well, its physical presence nowadays doesn't matter a lot, but we have a small R&D facility in India and a manufacturing unit again in India and Mumbai with a 50-ton per month capacity. We hope to exceed that capacity and deliver more and more products which will benefit the community. So coming to the point that as we are in the business of coatings which are antimicrobial, we are tackling with the issue of how COVID-19 is transmitted and how we can how we can basically stop its transmission or minimize it. So it is believed that this virus is transmitted mainly through respiratory droplets and contact routes, and probably the recent understanding suggests that it may be even airborne. So our idea is to develop coatings or coat the objects which we use, which we touch in our day-to-day life with active antimicrobial and antiviral materials, which are durable and inhibit the growth of or survival of those microbes on the surfaces, so that, in case of an exposure of or fall of a virus or bacteria on that surface, it is immediately killed, say within few minutes. So that is the basis of this of these coatings, and I'm going to spend few slides on what the core technology is and what are the applications we have developed and commercialized. So coming to the core technology, we have a technology called SalShield. We are promoting it by that name, and it is basically a proprietary binding system which with the active silver ion as antiviral and antibacterial material. And we also make use of microencapsulated disinfectants, which work with in synergy with the silver ion. Okay, the molecule over there doesn't belong to our system. It was just nice looking, so I put it. But essentially, it is a complex system of nanocomposites where proprietary mixtures and functionalized molecules have been used. And it is understood that the actual mechanism by which the technology works is by destroying the envelope of the virus. So courtesy of Jones Labs, I have borrowed this representative pictures from their website. But you can see that any active compound like quaternary ammonium salts, peroxides, metal ions, which we are primarily using, they attack the envelope of the virus, break the envelope, and essentially the virus is exposed to elements. And on the right-hand side, you can see that these are the actual TEM photographs, electron microscope photographs, that physically, it is destroyed. So an ordered image on the left side before picture, and a completely disordered image on the right side picture. That's how the mechanism works. That's how the technology works. And I'm going to show you a few applications in terms of capabilities and products which we have developed in the next few slides. So one of the prime applications which we have developed is invisible coating for hard surfaces, and we have commercialized this through a license. We are in the middle of signing closing the deal, making it formal, where a Singapore-based company would be launching products for personal use as well as for businesses, where a coating like water-based and safe and easy application kind of coating will be introduced for hard surfaces. The surfaces could be tabletops, doorknobs, handles, toilet seats, even cell phones to a certain extent, or cell phone covers. All those normal surfaces, or I would say common surfaces, where we are likely to touch, where the transmission is most likely. And it is proven to be 99.9% antiviral against the envelope virus by recognized international standards. It's also antimicrobial, and it lasts up to 7 days. So the idea is this could be a long-lasting, could be used as a long-lasting disinfectant, where people will keep using it for personal as well as public kind of applications. It's a simple spray-on product. For the product will not be built by us, but it's a simple spray-on application. We believe that the next application is quite important to the community as well as for personal hygienists, textiles. We wear them all the time. They're close to us. We are always in contact with them. So we have developed a factory level, we have developed a product for textile factories where they can use it and have 99.9% antibacterial protection up to 20 washes. We're working on viral tests. It's still under development, and it is again a low temperature, kind of an easy processing and skin safe material. So our vision is to introduce this as a laundry additive where everyone can use it and make their clothes antibacterial or antiviral. If it's that easy, that would be a really scalable and helpful product. So this is under development. And last but not the least, the recent development is, well, the air we breathe must be sanitized or disinfected too. And the idea is, can we tackle this issue? Can we make the air conditioning filters, or other, space cooling devices, filters, antibacterial or antiviral, so that they keep filtering the air and they keep disinfecting the air for a longer time? So again, this is a preliminary work, but what we have found that our products do decrease the airborne bacteria to 0.1%. So that's essentially 99.9% kill within 4 hours in a typical setting of a split AC of 3600 watt and a room of 10 by 10 by 10 feet. So we hope that we could scale this up to even commercial buildings, and even find a way to treat the air in the domestic or household air conditioners. So this material is strongly adherent to the substrate. It doesn't come off with airflow, and again, it could be a simple spray-on process which people can do it just like they maintained or they service the air conditioner every 3 months. They could probably spray this along with that, or more frequently as needed. So Salus Nanotechnologies recently focused on antimicrobial coatings, but along with that, we are also into water repellent and stain resistant coatings. We have been selling a product for carpet industry in India, and we recently have added anti-fog coatings to our portfolio, where we are working with a hotel chain in India. When they open, of course, they would be considering this to coat their mirrors, which usually get fog when people take shower in the bathroom. This could be also applicable to cars and glasses and probably helmet visors. So these are some of the applications we have it right now. So last couple of slides, I'm going to focus on what is our go-to-market strategy. I think a lot of deep tech startups have this issue, and there is no really a good answer, but it's case-to-case basis. It's quite complicated, but we have adopted technology licensing as our main go-to-market strategy. We have set out 2 licenses, and we have a few more in the pipeline. And particularly when it comes to B2C kind of products, I think it's very difficult to tackle the whole, I would say, the go-to-market for a small startup, deep tech startup. So technology licensing is the best way. When it comes to B2B products, more of bulk assignments, then we do intend to make our own brand. We have a brand, SalShield AM10, which we are supplying to textile factories, which for antimicrobial fabric finishes. So right, so going forward, I think we hope to make an impact with our technology, mainly in improving hygiene. The other symbols refer to the other products which we have in our portfolio, but considering this COVID-19 situation, it's not a few months situation, I guess. Hygiene is going to be part of our life, and sanitization, disinfection, or taking more and more precautions to stop the spread of in general diseases, not just COVID, but you want to be healthy during this time, is going to be again a new normal. So yeah, we hope to scale up, and we hope that our products are useful to the community all over the world. Okay, thank you. I think I really made it within 10 minutes, I hope. Yeah, okay.
You're right on time.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pushkar, for your sharing.
Great.
Right.
Yeah.
Next on, we'll have Velan, Director for Energy Partnership at Evercomm Singapore, to share on remote digital assistant and essential tool for SME for new normal working condition. Velan, please. Velan, you're on mute. You might want to unmute yourself. Let me see if I can do this for you.
You guys hear me? Yeah. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Ryan, for a introduction. And we thank the Ecolabs team for inviting us for this webinar. My name is Velan, as briefed by Ryan. I'm the Director for Energy Partnership in Evercomm. So our solution is all about equipment performance management. Just to give a brief introduction about ourselves. Basically, we also an NTU spin-off company, and we started in 2013. And in the last 7 years, we have gone through a long way. Our solution has been created by IMDA under the accreditation team, and we had our CVC in 2017, and we have our multinational clients in Thailand and Taiwan. So our headquarters is in Singapore. We have a joint venture partnership in Thailand, and we are expanding in Thailand, also in Taiwan. And we are planning to set up an R&D center in Israel, along with the NTU in Israel. And we also very tightly work with UN. So what you see on the top is basically some of our partnership that got evaluated over a period of time. In Singapore, we work with GE. In Thailand, we work with PTT. And in Dubai, we work with the energy authority, okay, electrical energy authority in Dubai. So that's a brief background. Okay, these are some of our success stories. High level, we partner with Singapore Semiconductor Associations. If you were to look at our client industry, we work with semiconductor industry. We work with commercial buildings like Pan Pacific Hotel, Capital Land, and we do work with data centers and other buildings also on basically improving the equipment performance. Okay. So some of our international success stories, we have worked with several government and non-governmental authorities in worldwide. So if you look at, we work with the Infocom Media Development Authority here in Singapore, and we are partnering with them to distribute the COVID assistance package to SME. And this is where Ecolabs is very tightly partnering with us. Along with the Ecolabs, we are planning to distribute our solutions to 20 plus SMEs, whereas Ecolabs come on a research perspective. They are going to take the data from us to do the matrices, equipment performance matrices for SMEs. Okay. And we work with the Energy Market Authority. This is more towards a virtual power plant. It's a kind of a research project. We partner with Sunseap on this because they hold the VPP license here. And in Taiwan, we work with the Taipei City. Okay, so we are trying to come up with overall city level, smart city level solutions for them, focus more towards the asset performance. Okay. In Dubai, we work with the Dubai Authority. We have just signed our MOU with the Dubai Authority. And what we're trying to do, help them, is we are planning to build them a remote digital assistance for the energy authority, whereby they can see all the energy details on a WhatsApp. Okay. And we are a little bit moving towards a food waste, which we work with National Environmental Agency. And we are working with ADB in the Philippines to basically roll out green tourism solutions in Thailand. So this is more towards the impact fund that they are giving us. Based on that, we are going to roll out around 50 plus hotels in Thailand. Yes, because of COVID, there is an impact on that. We are restructuring it, how we can work with ADB on that. And last but not least, we work with the UNDP. So we are building AI tools to do a city level assessment of how the equipment performance are doing and how we can actually help in the SDG goals. So this is our experience internationally. Coming back to what is our today's problem, right? So this is a day-to-day problem that we are facing every day, last 3 months. Social distancing and split teams and staggering hours are pretty much the problem today in SMEs. So if you were to look at in SMEs, the productivity becomes a big challenging. If you were to specifically, if you take Singapore, most of these SMEs have employees coming from foreign employees, either they're coming from Malaysia or they're coming from other countries. So because of the COVID issues, these people cannot come directly into the work premises, and most of the work premises are unable to bring that productivity because there is a physical presence needed. So what kind of solutions we look at, right? And that's where we are, the solutions that we use to implement to large organizations like Pan Pacific Hotel or Capital Land, we are customizing that solution specifically for these kind of SMEs, and so that it is easier for them to implement these solutions. So the solution is all about remote digital assistance. What you see in the left-hand side is nothing but IoT sensors, right? So these are power meters. It doesn't need anything. You just need a plug and play. The whole transmission happens through Zigbee. Okay, no wiring needed. And based on this information, what you see on the right-hand side is nothing but a chatbot. So on a real time, you get to know what is the performance of your equipment. So it can be a monitoring different parameters like energy, temperature, flow, vibration, etc. And whenever there is a deviation, you get an alert also. So what is the advantage of this solution? Fundamentally, if you were to look at these SMEs, it doesn't need to come to the factory, right? They can sit in their home at their own convenience. They can retrieve whatever data they wanted about what they do actually in the plant. They can do that from their home. They can view all the things. The most important thing is they have a virtual collaboration platform. This is pretty much no rocket science. It's pretty much a standard market product, and we have integrated our solution to that market product. So everybody can use it. It's all free available, and they can actually chat directly. So we are trying to build the virtual meetings here on the chatbot. So they can do a video conferencing, they do whatever it is. And the whole point is we are moving the whole work environment to the chatbot. So that's about the solution. So how do government is helping? Government is, the challenge for the government today is how am I going to distribute the COVID packages, right? And how they are going to push this opportunity to digitize the SMEs. So now digitization is becoming a mandatory to most of these SMEs, right? They want to digitize because there is no option because of COVID. And we work tightly with IMDA and Ecolabs on this and packaging this for them. So what are we packaging it? If we were to look at, we are packaging different things like we are packaging the people, not only just the solution, right? Solution is one part where you have a hardware, you have a software, and along with this, we are bringing in money for SMEs. In the sense, SMEs doesn't need to do a kind of go to government and apply for a grant. This is a pre-approved grant. Something like they sign up with us, it's already done. So all the assessments are done by them. So we are bringing in money, and last not least, we are even bringing skills. We work with IHLs like NTU, NUS, and polytechnics in Singapore. We take interns and we put them on a real-time projects. So in a nation perspective, we are building AI and IoT capacity. In a specific customer's point of view, it helps them to adopt, because these interns, we work full-time for 6 months with the customers. Okay, if they really like these interns, they may recruit them, or they are available for them to do the adaptation point of view. And that's where it's a complete package where we are telling the solution with all the components involved in. Okay, so this is a rough high level. What you can see here, this is a kind of ML based solution. And what you see is nothing but an alert. Okay, so these are the different types of equipment like chiller, pumps. It could be a CNC lathe or cooling towers, whatever it is. So what we do is we collect data like energy, temperature, flow, pressure, etc. Based on this, we do the analysis. And from that analysis, we throw these kind of alerts. These alerts are specific what kind of a potential defect that are there in these equipments. It could be a defect in the equipment, or it could be a defect in the sensor, right? So this is a kind of automated reports. You can see a lot of dashboards around there. So this is all about the solution. If you were to look at the key point of this solution is you can implement everything in 2 weeks time. Everything is pre-built. Okay, you have a predefined sensor. It's something like a McDonald's food. Everything is predefined. We just plug and play. Within 2 weeks, the whole system is up and running. So you get the money. All you need to pay is maybe like 7K. And with Ecolabs, they can even monetize the data. Right, Ecolabs needs data for research purposes, so they can get the data and they can even sell the data. So process data can be sold today. So that is where we are looking at now, and everything is like predefined. Okay, so some of the use cases I've explained here. So these use cases explain how in a manufacturing factory, using an ideal state and an active state, what is the profile of the equipment. So it tells how these equipments are performing. This is a semicon industry. So we are benchmarking, a real-time benchmarking of the equipments. So equipments which does well, which equipment doesn't well in terms of the energy performance. So second is, this is a pretty much a use case in a hotel industry, right? We have centralized the chiller plant for Pan Pacific Hotel. 5 different hotels, we have centralized all the information into a common platform. So we got the complete equipment profile. Which chiller is working well for this type of building? Is a carrier chiller works fine, or a train chiller works fine? These kind of profiles we build and help the hotels to optimize their capex. So they really know when they're buying for a new equipment, what capacity I need to buy and which model will suit for me, which pump will suit for this type of chiller. This kind of information they get. Basically, we help them to find them the best available technologies in the market. Okay, so this is more towards the temperature monitoring. Today, temperature monitoring is becoming the key parameter because of the COVID. All environmental temperature heat map is becoming a very, very solid use case that is coming in there. And it is very timely for us. We are making a problem as an opportunity, right? So we are trying to draw heat maps inside the SME factories to figure out how the temperature levels are, even both at the human, even at the environmental level. So there's some of the equipment. So that's part from my part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Velan, for your sharing. Finally, we'll have Albert, APAC Managing and Operation Director from Actility, to share on post-COVID IoT digitalization, safe distancing, and contact tracing solution. Albert, please.
Hi, thank you. Give me 1 second so I can share my screen. Okay, here it is. Thanks to everyone. Very nice to be there too. Let me introduce what we are doing at Actility. There is something that are complementary to the previous presentation. Basically, what is Actility? So Actility, you see my screen, right? Yeah.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, right. So Actility is a French funded company, as you might have spotted with my accent. Founded 10 years ago, headquartered in Paris. We have a product in 80 countries, and what we are doing is digitalization, IoT digitalization. So we have more than 40, now 50, I think, public network, IoT public network, like mobile operator using our solution. We have been funded up to 100 million Series C, and we have offices in 10 countries. I am based out of Singapore, and I'm managing the APAC. And my slide deck is not. So what we are doing? So basically, we are doing one part of the IoT, which we call now the Wi-Fi of the IoT, which is LoRaWAN. You might have heard of this technology, which is a wireless technology. Our core network was to, and business was to manage wireless devices and network and push data to help digital twin and any usage of the digital twin, like the smart homes, smart factory, street light, some of the examples that have been stated before as well. A few years back, we have acquired a mobile assets tracking company. It is called Abway. That are talking LoRaWAN, the good things, and we're going to see how it helps in the today's topic. So just a little reminder, the LoRaWAN and LoRa Alliance is an open technology alliance of wireless communication. That is the most growing new wireless technology in out of there. And we have been co-founded this with IBM and Semtech that has the chip patent. And now you see that there is more 400 members, including some few big ones that I've joined recently, like Google, Amazon, Tencent, Intel, and so on. So IoT deployment, for the people not knowing really well IoT, with LoRaWAN, you can deploy public nationwide network, really big network managed by the operator. You go, you buy connectivity, and that's it. But you can do as well fully private network, not even connected to internet, or centralized network, a bit like the example we have seen just before. The good thing with LoRaWAN and our technology is that we can interconnect public and private network. We even have a nano satellite company like Hyber and others that are interconnected to our solution. So you can literally get the benefit of all the coverage worldwide. We had as well before, and I say before because today's topic is how can I help with COVID, a tracking company that help to know your assets. So we started with industrial assets to know where are your truck, where your heavy industry component, where is your forklift, where is your whatever. And we have as well a portfolio of wearable that was used to enforce worker safety and efficiency. And so you have a button like this, you can push for SOS button and things like that. That was the beginning, but then COVID checked everything, right? And it came with a lot of new challenge that more and more everyone agree would be permanent challenge and not a few months or 1 year challenge till the virus. We talk about and heard about a coating of surfaces, but yeah, it will be a permanent challenge. So we need to bring resiliency. We need to facilitate or ease remote working, accelerate digitalization. We have all the sanitary concern about physical people to people, but people to things. So now we all have new rules that we know well. Mask on, I cannot help with that. Temperature check might help. Safe distancing, often we hear social distancing or something like that. I really hate this word, sorry for that if you used it, but safe is better. I mean, we are social people, we need to continue working together, but in a safe way. Especially if you based out of Singapore as well, we hear a lot about contact tracing because Singapore have been at the front of the innovation in terms of efficiency of the contact tracing. We see it every day in WhatsApp from GovTech. Contact tracing is a thing, but as well you have concern in disinfection. With all those things, you easily understand where are the challenge or to manage this into your company. But there is still a problematic that is not coped there, is the spatial temporal factor. Who was where, when, with whom, what did it touch? That became a very big challenge. So IoT in general, so our network and our technology can help bring a lot of resilience. So this is a 4 action from resilience from Ernst & Young. And you can see that the first one is to put people safety first. So you need to have people distancing. We see that separate team, reduce the movement. I mean, when you are in a remote working or work from home, yeah, you have a lot of less risk to be infected for sure. Reduce cross-infection with cleaning, with advanced coating. But then you need to continue working. So remote management, IoT retrofit. So more and more we know, especially in our country, which is very advanced, you have a smart factory, but they are locally smart and they are globally not connected. So we call it, smart but isolated. So you need to be able to, without redoing everything, quickly being able to connect them, add AI to do preventive maintenance, to reduce the needs of people visiting and maintaining those assets, to do only the needed, which will lead to power efficiency and a lot of other great things. You will then have to manage your supply chain, so monitoring of the supply chain of the will it be a cold chain, but the tracking as well, the different flow of supply chain. We have seen that in a lot of countries, very important. And then lastly, we talk about a lot, AI, automated process, digital twin is really what brings resilience. So IoT as a global family is bringing that. Our network help in all of this. More especially when we jump to COVID, we need to understand the risk exposure of COVID contamination. So it's a combination of distance and time, right? This is a FCC study, European study, World Health Organization study. You need to have a combination of distance and time to start being at risk, right? So it's quite easy to understand that some of the solutions that we have already, and I do have trace together and so on, bring a lot of new help to do contact tracing and reduce the risk exposure, but it's not enough. It's missing the spatial temporal factor. So let's take the example. You see here, I'm home, I'm taking the train, I go to work. All those applications are talking right now. They know if it was close by. But if I take the train and I'm sick, I cough, I leave the train, you just enter the train just after, you are at very high risk because you touch the same surface than me, potentially, if we don't have the wonderful coating that we have heard of before. But you don't know that. So right now, I will go there. If we look at the nationwide state token application, like the Trace Together, so this is example of Singapore and this is an example of France. You can do certain things, but not all. Like you are missing the indirect exposure, right? So this is why we have had a safe entry. And then you as an employer at SMEs or whatever, you don't know, and hopefully you don't know if your employee is at risk or not. But maybe for your big factory, for a very big plant, like an electricity plant or something like that, you need to know who are your employee at risk. You can help in contact tracing because everything is centralized. You cannot measure the cumulative risk. You cannot do advanced density enforcement, zoning and disinfection. So our tracker, so I go back there, our tracker that we were using first, they have been requested by a hospital in Europe to do, alert buzzer for the COVID patients in the field hospital that have been built very fast. And then they asked us to work on solution. So we did, and what we have done is that we put some edge intelligence in our tracker, so they are able to do proximity alert and monitoring. So two people wearing our tracker, they will be notified, but not stupidly but notified about entering a risk zone. So it's not just a distance measuring, it's a distance over the time and the accumulation of all those. So you have this at the edge, but we are pushing the data to applications, so you can do contact tracing after. With the same mechanism, we can enforce density. It's not because 3 people are at safe distance that it respects your business rule to continue your business. Your business rule, you will say, I don't want more than 1 people per 5 square meters. Even though you are at 2 meters distance, I don't want too much density in my meeting rooms. So the same things, the same asset can help you managing that. You can do zoning as well. So zoning in terms of, okay, this is team B, you are not allowing to go in zone A. So if they cross the zone A inside the plant, because when you have a warehouse, very big plants, you cannot, we talked about efficiency before, it's very difficult to, do the same thing with half the people. So maybe you can separate your plant to do virtual half, but you need something to enforce them. And as well, if you have a forklift, a share assets or whatever, a share tool, you might want to know how to do advanced disinfection, because we talk about coating that do 1 week, 1 month. I can recall, we will see that later. Prevention or virus killing things. But what about the fact that, okay, you can put business rules, say, if I use this asset, which is a share asset, more than 3 hours cumulative, I need to clean it, disinfect. Or if it's more than 5 people or 10, I need to disinfect. So with the same cost of cleaning people, you can do it in a way brighter way. And those information, if you have them digitalized, you can help eliminating contact tracing. When one day the government will tell you, oh, your employee is sick, do you know if he has been in close contact with someone? Then yeah, you can tell it, because you can go and do private policy enforcement and contact tracing. It helps resume, and it helps resume with a lot of resilience your work. So it's very much used in construction sites, in heavy industry right now, but in SMEs as well, it will come. Maybe not with all the contact tracing, because when you are 5-10 people, yeah, well, your contact has the 5-10 people, but when we are talking about thousands of employees, that's another story, right? If it's a construction facilities or not. So it helps in the office for the density enforcement, and our solution is already available. We have integration with, very famous CRM like Salesforce, and a lot of integrator and application maker are integrating right now our solutions. So I think I'm pretty much it in my 10 minutes time, and I'm ready to go to the question sessions.
All right, thank you so much, Alban, for your sharing. So as we proceed with the Q&A sessions, audience, to key in your questions in the Q&A box or raise your hand so that we can unmute you to voice your questions live. I think we have one question from Dr. Diane Panjiman. Would you like to unmute yourself and voice a question? I'm allowing you to talk.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, we can hear you.
Yeah. This question to Dr. Pushkar about your this the hygiene coating. Yeah. Sorry, I missed your the first 10 minutes part of your talk. I don't know whether you have mentioned about the antivirus efficacy test of your material.
Yes, I did. So the coatings have proven to be antiviral, 99.9%, both in suspension test as well as on the surface test. Yes.
So this one, I mean, yeah. The next, do you follow this? Like say now, there's a common international test method ISO 27002. I can't remember the number. Which is well not adopted by the independent lab. Are you following that particular test method?
Yeah, so we are following two test methods. One, which we have tested, is as per JIS standard. 2801 is for bacteria. A modified version, again, I don't remember the number, is for viruses. And for suspension test, we are using one of the ASTM standards, not exactly ISO, but yeah, ASTM standards. The tests are done according to either ASTM, JIS, or in other cases, bacteria cases, ISO standards.
Okay, my last question related to that, related to the COVID-19, what type of virus that you are tested? Is it human coronavirus 229E or other type?
Right, so we have done the test on herpes virus, herpes 1 and 2, HSV1 and HSV2. And in Germany, we have started testing on human coronavirus, that exact number you said. Yeah.
Right, okay. So yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, maybe we'll keep in touch personally. Sure. Later on. I got your email. I will write to you later on. Because it's, okay. We are in the midst of developing this hygiene coating for hospital and for the textile application. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
Yeah. So just by the way, I'm from the Pidilite, which is we are quite a multinational company for Indian base, and as well as in Singapore we have an R&D center. So I will keep in touch with you.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Right, that's great. So while we wait for other questions coming in from the audience, actually I have a question in my mind. Thinking from a buyer perspective, could you all share some indication of the cost or potential cost saving or value creation from adopting your solutions? Whichever fine. Maybe Pushkar, do you want to go first, followed by Alban, then Velan?
Okay, sure. So, the solutions which we are building are for mass scale. Okay, so if you take an example of, for example, hard coatings, it's not going to be it will be few cents per square meters or per square foot in that order. And even for the textiles, it's going to be comparable with high-end fabric softness. So we would be really looking at a cost-effective solution, because we would be looking at the volumes of tons. Yeah. I hope that's good enough indication. I don't have an individual pricing at the moment, but yeah.
Sure, probably you should work on that. I'm sure that there'll probably some product inquiry coming soon. All right, thank you so much. Alban?
Yeah. So we have good example already of the ROI of our solution, because it will very much depend. If you are a very small SME, 5 employee, having 1 employee or 2 being sick and not being because of risk exposure, we are not fighting against the virus itself. We are preventing the risk and measuring the risk. So and help the digitalization. So it's a slightly different than Pushkar, but we have seen, for instance, 1 day of non-production in an industrial plant almost costs millions. The plant cannot open. So if you enforce with those kind of solutions and you have the workforce, I mean, your ROI is few days, because you can open faster and you are more reliable. If it's a small company, it can be even worse, because a small company, if you lose 10% of your workforce, you might be a very high risk of bankruptcy, depending on who is missing. I mean, that's the global challenge we are facing right now. And unfortunately, this is all very small companies are going bankrupt recently in most of the country because of this. So digitalization as a cost, but we have seen that nowadays it became quite low cost, very fast and easy to deploy, and benefit are really fast. We have last one thing, if I may say, on our wearable solution that are compatible with the government one, is that hopefully soon, one day, this COVID-1 topic will be over. So we might, for a long time, I hope, not have to have social distancing enforcement. So you say, yeah, but I lost my money, sort of. You didn't lose because you were having resiliency, but or legacy mode that will say, okay, advanced disinfection, security, worker efficiency, SOS can still be done with the same solution and technology. So it's helping a lot. We have modified and tuned it right now for addressing the challenge that have been. Not only we are right, but not that. I mean, it has been asked by our customers. So we try to figure out. They ask problems and say, "Can you help us solving this?" And I say, "Oh, yeah." So this is a yes and no, very weird response, but it's really much depend on your business needs or your processes are, and what will be the future. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Alvin. Velan, would you care to share some indication of the cost of value creation from adopting your solution? Velan, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. I think you can hear now, right? Okay. So from our point, it's pretty much a straightforward. It's all about optimization of the CapEx and the OpEx. So when you look at the CapEx point of view, what we try to do is we collect both the energy data and the process data from your equipments. So with this information, we were able to do analytics and come back and really understand how your equipment is performing, right? And from that, we can actually do the right sizing. Specifically, if you look at buildings, most of the places, the chiller plants are oversized, right? So if you need a 10-ton chiller, sometimes people use 50-ton chiller, something like that, 5 times, which is affecting the efficiency of the overall system. So we help them to right size their equipment. By doing that, they can actually optimize their CapEx, so they can buy the right size of the chiller. When it comes to OpEx, it's pretty much straightforward. The kind of data we provide helps them to manage their vendors well, okay? So most of the time, they outsource vendors to manage the maintenance and the operations. Whenever a maintenance activity is happening, then we can come back and say how the efficiency of the equipment can improve or not improve. Before and after, we kind of do that kind of analysis that helps them to manage their vendors much better by having quantified data. And second is by doing the complete social distancing. It's same as like what Alan explained, right? So they may lose their employees. Employees doesn't need to be, they lose their business. Business can still be operated because you have a complete remote system to operate on. So that's about from our side.
All right, thank you so much. We have a hand raised from Arul Kaja. Would you like to unmute yourself and voice your question?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, I was not able to join the first part of the meeting, and I'm from 3M India. We would like to know what is the lifetime and the durability of the coating, and when does a customer or a person comes to know that the coating is not there on any surface. Thank you.
Pushkar, you're on.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks for the question. The durability of the coating case, well, it's case to case. In one of the cases, it is up to 7 days. We have exposed it to light abrasion and tested its efficacy after 7 days. We do have a binding system which makes it durable for even a month. That case, we have done accelerated weathering tests. Typically expose it to high temperature, alternate UV and water. So yeah, there is a range. Possibly it could go about 2 months or more. It's still in testing. To answer your second question, well, it's tough. When it goes out to the customer site, it's hard to judge whether the coating is there or not. So we used to have a water repellent or stain resistant component earlier in our product, and that's how we used to alter the surface energy as well as microbial properties. One of the cases, what we told the customer that as long as the water repellency is there, the surface looks like a lotus leaf effect, or a Teflon-like, then the coating is there. But other cases, no, it's hard to tell. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have other questions from the audience? All right, I think we have a Q&A questions. The question is directed to Alban. Can you explain the advantages and disadvantages of Actility LoRa One technology compared to the competing solution?
Yeah, sure. So the LoRa One, can you hear me? The LoRa One solution, as per it, so there is in the world of IoT quite some technology out there. You might have heard of narrowband IoT or other technology like that. It's all a ratio of power versus cost versus ownership. What does it mean? Narrowband IoT is cellular based, so you need an operator to operate it. You cannot have your private data. So LoRa One can be built in private. So you own, this is really the Wi-Fi of the IoT. It's not nothing that, why is that it's the most wireless IoT technology alliance out there, the LoRa Alliance, is because it's really a ratio of ultra low power and the capability to have private data. That's very important things. So if you compare narrowband IoT to LoRa One tends to use 10 times less battery than narrowband IoT. And you can have it fully private, means the data are your data. You can be fully autonomous. It can be fully private. So that's a main difference. And when it comes to other LoRa One company, well, we have co-founded the LoRa Alliance. We have co-written the LoRa One specification. It's part of our baby that a lot of people join, and we are very happy. But we have 10 years of development and experience making our solution the best one. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Just a last call to the audience. Do you have any questions for our speakers? If not, feel free to drop us an email. We're happy to connect the speakers with you if you have any inquiries, be it on the technology, the solutions, or product and service offerings. So once again, thank you very much for everyone for attending today's sessions, and thank you Pushkar, Velan, and Alban on your kind sharing on your technology and solutions to help in the fight against COVID. All right, time flies, and as we come to the end of today's Ecolabs webinar sessions, let's give a round of virtual applause to the presenters and audience and everyone behind the scene for making this webinar possible. At the end, a gentle reminder, at the end of this webinar, there will be a survey for all the audience to give feedback for us to continue providing insightful and quality webinar in the future. So please follow us on Ecolabs LinkedIn page and join us live next Monday on the 13th July, 3:30 p.m. for the next Ecolab webinar series discussion on public and private sources of funding for startup. Meanwhile, stay safe and be healthy. Thank you so much, and thank you again for all the speakers for your kind sharing. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.